confession.
We haven't had one of
We
those
haven't had
in a
a climate
while.
confession in a while. Right, climate confession time. Play the music.
Climate confession. I think elephants are beautiful, but I was a bit like, why should we care about them going extinct? Like,
Okay,
animals go
I can
extinct all the
understand
time.
Yeah.
All the time. Like, every day animals are going extinct. We're also discovering new species all the time. And there are new species evolving all the time. So in my head, I was like, why should we care? And I spoke with these people in Portsmouth who are teaching this wildlife crime course. And I spoke with scientific experts who study biodiversity. And what I found is that I did, in fact, care.
Yeah.
Because
they're pretty important,
they're not
right?
just cool looking,
Yeah.
but they are ecosystem engineers, and we really need them.
Yes.
And so we need them for seed dispersal because they poop at really long distances. We need them
love
to mow down some of the
trample the
trees, to make
ground,
and to make little lakes so that so other animals can benefit from them. We need them. Like,
they're
we
pretty
need
important.
right, and they're megafauna, and they're some of the last megafauna we have left, and without them, we are kind of screwed.
Yeah, because all the mammoths are in the permafrost.
Because all the mammoths.
Yeah.
Well, and we're just
These
really
are
good
the
at killing
things.
really big animals because
Yeah.
I think generally because they're easy to see.
Yeah.
Like, and you get a lot. Like, you shoot
Yeah.
one creature and you get like food for a village.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that, but also we don't
And
have
because
much
we have guns.
left. Yeah. Well, even before guns, we were really good at killing big animals. But I learned to care for them because there was in my mind this conflict the entire time as well, where it's like, why should we care about the elephants? Why don't we only care about the humans in these areas? Because again, if we're talking about like destitution and we're talking about people, also, this surprised me, a lot of the people who were poaching ivory also got paid in elephant meat.
Yeah.
And so that's something that I hadn't
Understandable.
really considered.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you read some of the reports, it's like, oh, no, that doesn't happen. And Ted Leggett was like, it happens all the time. It's just that they don't trade it internationally. And so it
Yes.
doesn't show up on other people's radars.
Yeah.
Right.
But that is, in fact, part of the payment.
But isn't this like going back to everything we have ever talked about on this podcast, that it's all intersectional, that like it isn't just like you
climate issue.
can't just care about the elephants without caring about the people. You can't just care about the people without caring about the ecosystems. Like everything is an interconnected system, and it's when we just prioritize one thing that we in either direction, either in the kill everything else or in the only conserve and preserve one thing, that we end up screwing the whole thing up. Like you know, like these conservation areas that keep out people, as if somehow there haven't been people living on that land peacefully with that nature for a really long time.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I think it's really interesting that to have that realization, because I think we've had that realization over and over again on the podcast, because I definitely came at this with obviously you see me, I get very emotional about big elephants. I think they're incredible creatures, but I mean I'm in this for the people, but like we've had this realization over and over that it's like so interconnected, so deeply reliant on each other.
Well, and it felt a bit like a distraction, I guess, because since we were little, I mean, the actual symbol of CITES, of the Convention on the International Trade in Endangered Species, the symbol is an elephant.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the reason for that, I learned, is because that was one of the first megafauna that we were trying to save. And so because it was so obvious that they were going extinct, people were like, this would be a problem.
A travesty.
Both in terms of just their existence and also because they're important. That was one of the species that was really rallied for. And successfully. Now we have this international ban and their populations are largely recovering. But in my head, I was like, this feels like a distraction, like just because they're cool looking. Like, there's something called the charismatic megafauna bias, which is basically these creatures have cool faces and they look kind of dinosaur-y.
We like beautiful things, like, right?
What are the other megafauna?
Like pandas. Well, actually, they're not megafauna. Giraffes.
Yeah.
Giraffes are megafauna.
Which are also cool.
Cool.
Yeah, I would vote for them.
I think actually lions and pandas do also count because they're also they're more charismatic than mega, but less impressive. But yeah, it's this idea that they're charismatic, they're cute, we like looking at them.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that what's going on with elephants? Because psychologically, we're just like, oh, but that's kind of cool. I want to protect that one.
Yeah.
And that's where I was like trying to recognize whether this was a bias in myself.
What about all the reptiles?
Yeah. But the answer is we actually do need them.
Yeah, and in defense of elephants, we haven't had a good elephant movie in a long time. We've had Kung Fu Panda, we've had Lion Kings, live action Lion Kings. I don't remember any good elephant movies.
That's true.
So
we've got some mammoths.
Dumbo.
Yeah.
We've got Dumbo.
I mean,
That's a long time ago though. Was there a Dumbo live action? I don't know. Anyway, sorry, tangential.
But when I was speaking with scientists about this as well, they were talking about how the other thing, especially in conservation, if we lost the elephants, that would be such a massive blow to conservation. Like, it's basically like we can't even do this one species. And on top of that, it's that, and this is actually more with rhinos. So rhinos are also still poached quite heavily, especially because the horns are just still worth a lot of money compared to basically anything else you can poach. And so the rhino horns sell abroad, especially for Chinese medicine. So it's like ground into powders and stuff. But when I was talking with the rangers in South Africa who were protecting a range that had rhinos on it, what the rangers were saying is that one of the reasons why it's really good to have rhinos on your land is because what it means for the land. So in order to be able to sustain rhinos, you have to do all these other things that make your land really biodiverse and make it really inhabitable. And that was a new way of thinking about it for me, where it's like what the megafauna represent in terms of the health of the planet more generally.
Yeah, the habitat. Yeah. They're not just a drain on the resource. They also make sure that the resource it has to be good for them to be there.
Exactly.
Yeah.